I've got some pretty high level people in my Kings of DeFi group inside my academy, and they said that stablecoin regulation is happening before year end in the States. And I'm wondering if you think that's true, and can you comment on that? Has that been accelerated by Terra Luna? And what's the status of that? And then we'll get it into Gensler after that.
Yeah. So, I mean, take a look at all the things that people will consider bad. Bear market, bad. These stablecoin issue, this is bad. Projects and us going to recession, bad. You can take a look at it both ways. For me, when I take a look at the market going down, I'm like, this is good. This is good because now I don't have to pay so much for these cryptos. I can get a nice deal as they move forward. And then for a recession, well, if you play your cards right and you're sitting on, I hate to say it, cash is kind of king, and you're waiting for some crashes. This is, and Robert Kiyosaki will talk about this all the time. This is where kings are made, in these recessions and these bear markets. So for the collapse of Luna, then people say, well, that's bad. That's bad for a lot of people because they lost, because they went against the rule, which is they invested more than they can afford to lose. And they put too much in. And unfortunately, a lot of people lost a lot of money. That's bad. But what's good is that this regulation not finally, I would say Congress and the American government takes steps up and says, hold on, wait a second. These are stable coins. They're supposed to be backed by something, not algorithmically, but can you show us what it's actually being backed up by? That's why I like USDC. Alaire, the CEO, went before Congress and said, look, here's all the paperwork that we have. You can verify that we have everything backed up by USDC, either by whatever asset that you want to say or on cash. So I like that part. Tether, who knows? We can see how that goes. But what's great about this is that the people that lost their money, I know it's bad, but this is going to lead to some regulation for stable coins. And now we can get a little bit more, not so much choppiness in this area. I know people don't like regulation, but it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny that when people get rug pulled and lose all their money, now all of a sudden they want regulation. So unfortunately, I'm just going to tell you, it's coming anyhow. So give me the rules so I know how to bend the rules, and then we go from there. Not break them, just bend them to what I want to see.
Now, does that regulation mean you're all going to be using my CBDC going forward? Is that what that means?
So if you look at so there's a difference, like stablecoin, private companies, central bank digital currencies, right? So if we had, and Giancarlo, I think they call him Crypto Dad.
Yeah, he was here. He was here a few months ago.
Yeah. So his idea was this: if we're going to create a CBDC in America, there's two options we have. We can do a digital yuan where we pretty much spy on everybody, and we could do that. And then it'll probably go through because unfortunately people aren't really educated as far as finances and really what this all means. Or we could make this a little bit more of a private transaction, just like how cash is now. I hate to tell you, like cash is the greatest thing. If I want to, not that I do this, Brian, I'm just saying, if I had cash and I wanted to, pay somebody under the table, it's a lot easier to do it that way than with credit and debit cards and things that people can see. So he said, what if we made this a more of a private transaction, like a Zcash, like a Monero, something like that? Two different ways. Will government do that? I can tell you right now, people are screaming at the screen right now saying that is ridiculous. That'll never happen. But this is one of the prospects that have been put out there. CBDCs, the government, the central banks versus stablecoin. Stablecoin, private industry, just like a Tether, just like a USDC. And I will say that, the Bitcoin maxis that's it, just Bitcoin and that's it. There's a gentleman, Peter McCormick, from What Bitcoin Did, and he had on Lynn Alden, and they were talking about stablecoins. And he said, I've been a Bitcoin maxi for a long time, and I love it, and Bitcoin's the greatest. He goes, but if you're in a third world country and you have your fiat is collapsing and you put it into Bitcoin, and then within a month, Bitcoin drops by 30% and you make $300, $400, that's not sustainable. However, with a stable coin, if I put that into a stable coin, which is backed by dollars and not by petrodollars or something in Venezuela, he goes, I can see the appeal of why people would want to use a stable coin. That was the first time I'd heard like a Bitcoin maxi actually talk about something else besides Bitcoin. So I said, makes sense.